I have with me tonight before the game the head coach of the Whitesburg Yellowjackets, Coach James Ghost. Welcome to TV12, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, I know your team has won one game and lost one. They played a real tough ball game opening up against Laurel County and came back last week to beat Elkhorn City 19-0. Is your team about where you thought they would be at this time of the year?
For this time of the year, I think they're about where we expect them to be. We've got some young players in there. We've only got 10 seniors, and we're playing a lot of young boys, and I feel like they're about where we expect them to be.
Coach, I know that Knott County Central is close to Whitesburg area-wise and a big rival game for both of you. And playing in this Gingerbread Bowl, I'm sure it means a lot to you kids.
It means quite a bit. And of course, I think it's an honor and a privilege to get to play and participate with Knott County Central here in the Gingerbread Bowl. And we want to thank the school administration and Coach Holcomb for inviting us to it and scheduling this Gingerbread Bowl for us to participate in. Of course, anytime that we can participate in a bowl game, you've got a chance of winning awards. And anytime you can win something for your young boys, I think it's fine.
That's true, Coach. Coach, I know that you played Knott County in the past. They always seem ready to play against your ball team. What do you expect out of the Patriots tonight?
Hard-hitting ball club. Knott County Central will hit you. They're a well-coached ball club. I feel like they need a little more support from the student body and from the community. But other than that, I think you've got to find a bunch of young men. You've got to find coaching staff. Of course, you've got to find school. But as far as playing ball, they'll stick you. And anytime you've got a bunch of boys that'll hit and give you 110%, that's all you can ask for.
Coach, good luck tonight with your ball team in the Gingerbread Bowl.
Thank you.
We'll be back to the Knott County Central football field with more interviews.
Tonight, the Patriots will be taking on Whitesburg in the Gingerbread Bowl. And Coach Holcomb, I know it's going to be a tough night for the Patriots.
Well, anytime you've got key players out, it's going to be a tough night. But we are going to get some kids in tonight and get them some experience. Last week we played 19 kids on defense, so I don't look for it being different tonight. We'll go out. We'll start with a freshman quarterback. We're going to have several freshmen. I'm sure that we'll get to play, and I think they're going to do well. It's a game in which our kids want us to play, and I think the younger kids right now are wanting this, and they'll give us an all-out performance.
Give me an update on your injuries, who they are.
Well, Gary Seals is got a bruised shoulder, but he's going to try to play some tonight. Kelly Dyer is out. He won't see any action at all. And George Amberg, our starting nose guard, defensive guard, is out with the flu. So we do have some key people out.
How do you size up this Whitesburg team?
They're a very talented club. They've got some skilled people in the backfield. They've got a strong running tailback. They've got a quarterback that can run the option, and we're going to have to contend with that. They've got a couple of good receivers. They're sophomores, I think, but they're good receivers. I noticed last week one of them caught a touchdown pass against Elkhorn City. So they do have some talented people. Their line is large and strong. They've worked on the weights, I think, all this past summer, and they're going to be a tough ball club.
Coach Holcomb, best of luck to you and the Patriots.
Thank you.
And we'll be back for high school as tonight the Patriots will be going up against a tough Whitesburg team. And now with a look at the roster for tonight's teams, let's go to Harold Mullins.
Roger, we'll go over the starting offensive units. First for the Whitesburg Yellowjackets. Starting at quarterback number 14, Mike Jackson. Jackson's 5 foot 9 inches tall, 150-pound senior. The fullback is number 88, Duran Brooks, 6'3", 195, and a senior. The blocking back is number 30, John Hayes. Hayes is 5 foot 7 inches tall, 155-pound senior. The tailback is number 25, Danny Benson. Danny's 6 foot 1 inches tall, 195, and a senior. And along the front line for the Whitesburg Yellowjackets, the starting center, number 50, Larry Maggart, 6'4", 198, and a sophomore. The guards are number 69, Billy Collins, 6 foot 180, and a sophomore. And number 56, John Thomas, 6'1", 183, and a sophomore. The tackles, number 55, Rondell Baker, 6'3", 230, and a senior. And number 66, Clay Mullins, 6'1", 225, and a junior. At wide receiver, number 1, Codell Gibson, 5'10", 150, and a sophomore. And number 4, Tony Catalara, 5 foot 9 inches tall, 150-pound junior. For the Knott County Central Patriots, starting at quarterback will be a freshman. Number 6, Shane Franklin, 6 foot 1 inches tall, 147, and a freshman. At fullback, number 2, Dwayne Ambergy, 5'5", 180, and a sophomore. At blocking back, number 30, Scotty Triplett, 5'9", 150, and a sophomore. And number 41, Charles Hall, 5'7", 132, and a junior. And we'll take a break right there for the playing of our national anthem. Starting lineups once again, starting for Knott County Central. The quarterback is a freshman, number 6, Shane Franklin, 6'1", 147. The fullback is number 2, Dwayne Ambergy, 5 foot 5 inches tall, 180-pound sophomore. The blocking back, number 30, Scotty Triplett, 5 foot 9, 150, and a sophomore. The starting tailback, Charles Ruff Hall, number 41, 5 foot 7 inches tall, 132-pound junior. Along the line for the Knott County Central Patriots, the center is number 53, Darvin Messer, 5'10", 163, and a junior. The guards, number 50, Jamie Martin, 5'11", 160, and a sophomore. And number 60, Mark Sturgill, 6 foot 163, and a senior. The tackles, number 57, Kevin Jacobs, 6 foot 205, and a senior. And number 76, Mike Potter, 6'4", 210, and a junior. The wide receivers, number 12, Kyle Smith, 5'11", 126, and a senior. And the tight end, number 10, Waylon Eastep, 5 foot 9 inches tall, 156-pound sophomore. The referees for tonight's game, the field judge is Danny Feltner. The umpire is Ira Combs. The head linesman, Harold Combs. The back judge is Junior Davison. And the head referee is Jerry Brewer.
Harold, we'd like to remind everyone also that coming up next week, the Knott County Central Patriots will be on the road as they travel to play Bell County away. The game gets underway at 8 o'clock. Another tough team is Bell County. On September 20th, they'll be playing Clay County away. Our next telecast on TV 12 will be on September 27th as they host Betsy Lane here at 8 o'clock. And, of course, you can see the delayed telecast of that game on TV 12. We'll be back with more pregame activity to field. The crowd looks hyped up. They're ready to go. The football players look like they're ready to go. And, Harold, tonight, a tough night for the Patriots is just about all you can say because they're doing without some of their most key people.
Well, it's going to hurt them a whole lot, Roger. Anytime you lose a quarterback with the abilities of Kelly Dyer, they also will miss his leadership. He being a senior, the only senior in that starting backfield. So I would think that probably his leadership will be missed probably more than anything else. This young freshman, Shane Franklin, coming in to start his first game, he's got to be nervous. I look for possibly a little trouble at the start of the game with the center quarterback exchange of snaps. I'm sure that Shane Franklin hadn't had a whole lot of time to work with a starting center, Darvin Metzer. And all these things come into play when you lose the key in your offense, and the quarterback is the key.
Harold, one thing that we should point out is that we can see more and more fans coming into the stadium right now or the football field, and that makes you feel good.
Well, this is a big game for people in Knott County. I would hope that they would come out in great numbers and support this young football team. In the past, I think that Knott County has been a little lacking sometimes in their support of the football team here, but you got to give these young guys a lot of credit. They're young and they're playing a good football team, and they're 0-2 on the young season and playing in front of a big crowd at the Gingerbread Bowl, a game I'm sure they won't very much. And they're going to give a big effort, Roger. I just question whether they'll have the horses tonight to play with Whitesburg.
And with that, we'll be back in 1 minute. This is TV right now. They're getting ready to toss the coin, Harold.
Out in the middle of the field, the captains from the respective schools are gathered with referee Jerry Brewer and his crew for Knott County Central. Captain Kevin Jacobs, number 57, and game captain Gary Seals, number 23. For Whitesburg, number 30. Whitesburg, number 30, I believe I have his name here, John Hayes, and number 25, Danny Benson. Knott County, I'm sure, would want to get the ball first, try to get a drive underway first, and hopefully get Franklin to settle down a little bit. And Knott County has won the toss and will receive. Whitesburg will kick off.
And we'll be back with the start of tonight's game in 1 minute. This is County Central Whitesburg football game. This is the Gingerbread Bowl. And the man that will bring you the play-by-play tonight is Harold Mullins, TV12 Sports Director.
Thank you, Roger. Knott County Central will receive the ball and go on offense first. Let's set that Whitesburg defense for you. The nose guard, number 30, John Hayes, 5'7", 155, and a senior. The starting defensive tackles, number 55, Rondo Baker, 6'3", 230. And number 50, Larry Maggard, 6'4", 198. They're both sophomores. The defensive ends, number 69, Billy Collins, 6', 180, and a sophomore. And number 56, John Thomas, 6'1", 183, and a sophomore. The linebackers for the Yellowjackets, number 14, Mike Jackson, 5'9", 150, and a senior. And number 88, Duran Brooks, 6'3", 195, and a senior. Also, Charles Matthews, number 11, is the middle linebacker, 5'9", 170, and he's a freshman. Getting ready to kick off for the Whitesburg Yellowjackets is number 25, Benson. Benson moves on the ball, and we are underway. Coming up to take it is Gary Seals for the Patriots. He swings to the middle of the field, picking up blockers now, cuts up field, and hitting down he goes. Knott County Central will start their drive with the freshman quarterback Shane Franklin. Knott County has the ball, first down, 10 yards to go from the 18-yard line. From the 18, Shane Franklin will bring his troops to the line of scrimmage and begin this 1985 Gingerbread Bowl. Let's check to make sure we have the starters in the backfield. And I see already a change as Coach Hotham has switched and went with number 11, Chuck Everidge at quarterback. He's a sophomore. He's got Shane Franklin, the freshman, and I look for a trick play right off the bat, Roger. Everidge snaps, goes it back to Franklin, and he's firing long down over the middle. The ball is incomplete and intercepted. Intercepted, and back they come. Number 44, Jerry Tyree, picked the ball off. And Knott County Central has turned the ball over on the first play from the 39-yard line. From the 39-yard line, Whitesburg will take over first and 10. When I saw Chuck Everidge into the game starting at quarterback after Coach Hotham had told me that number 6, Shane Franklin, would start, I knew something was wrong, and I called it correctly, a trick play right off the bat. But it was an interception, and Whitesburg will go on offense, first down, 10 yards to go. The handoff to Benson up the middle. He is met and stacked up by number 30, Scotty Triplett, after a gain of about 3. Down on the 35-yard line, second down, 7 yards to go. Whitesburg on offense for the first time. Quarterback Mike Jackson, number 14, has behind him number 88, Duran Brooks, and number 30, John Hayes. The tailback is number 11, and the ball is handed off, and up the middle he goes, and hit and down he goes. The tackle by Potter. Number 11, Charles Matthews, carried the ball, and Potter cracked him down on the 30-yard line, where it'll be third down, and call it about 3. Matthews and Benson, the tailbacks, they'll probably exchange on each play as Coach Goldsense plays in from the sideline. Benson is the tailback, and they've got a slot out to the left and a wide out to the left, and taking the ball, and right up the middle goes Jackson with a quarterback sneak, and he's going to be close to a first down. We'll have to unstack him. Scotty Triplett coming in to make the tackle, and it is a first down. Whitesburg, first down, 10 yards to go. On about the 33-yard line. Whitesburg on offense. The Patriots digging in on defense. Benson with a handoff, and he tries the line, and up the middle he goes. He breaks away and into the secondary before number 24, James Rodney Sloan, knocks him down. Sloan coming up from his cornerback position to make the play on the 18-yard line, and it'll be another Yellow Jacket first down. For the Patriots, let's set the defense. Ambergy is the nose guard. Potter and Jacobs the tackles. Honeycutt and Martin is the ends. Messer, Estep, and Triplett the linebackers. Sloan and Hall, the defensive backs, and Franklin, the big freshman, is the safety. And a flag is down before we can get the game underway, and I believe we have Knott County Central jumping off sides. Number 20, Randy Rose, the freshman, just into the game, anticipated the snap count and jumped off sides, and that cost the Patriots 5. So instead of 1st and 10, it's 1st down, 5 yards to go for a 1st down. Ball on the 13-yard line. Matthews is the tailback. Jackson hands it to Matthews, and he sweeps that in and hit by number 50, Jamie Martin. And a flag is down on the play. Number 50, Jamie Martin, comes from his defensive end position to make the first contact. But a flag is down, and the referee is talking to Kevin Jacobs, the Patriots captain, so the penalty will be against Whitesburg. I'm sure at this juncture that Jacobs will accept the penalty. And indeed he does, as referee Jerry Brewer gets the ball and starts to mark the penalty off. We haven't had any indication as yet what the penalty is. Maybe a procedure penalty. Offsides Whitesburg. A cost them 5 yards. That'll be 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Whitesburg had a player line up offsides, I do believe. Larry Maggard, the big sophomore center, comes up over the ball. Jackson, the quarterback. He's got Benson set behind him, and he gives it to Benson. No, he fakes and gives it on the end around to Hayes. And Hayes is met there by Honeycutt and by Potter as they come up to knock him down. At about the 13-yard line, give him about 4 or 5. 2nd down for the Yellowjackets. 8 minutes, 28 seconds to go first quarter. The Patriots will try to make a defensive stand right here. Benson, Brooks sit behind Jackson, the quarterback. And the play handoff in a scissors play right into the middle. Goes number 44, Jerry Tyree, senior fullback. He gets a couple on the play. And once again, Whitesburg faced with a big 3rd down situation. 3rd and about 4. The Patriots trying to dig in right here. Let's check that Whitesburg backfield. They've got Jackson, the quarterback. Number 11, Matthews, the tailback. Brooks and Tyree, and they pitch to the strong side. And here comes Matthews, cuts back in. He may go, and he does. All the way in for a touchdown. Number 11, Charles Matthews, took a sweep and went all the way into the touchdown. And we have a flag. A flag is down, and clipping will be called against Whitesburg. So take the 6 points off the board. And Whitesburg will be faced with another penalty. This one will set them back and make it 3rd and about 19 yards to go. A big penalty. Whitesburg running out of the power eye. They set Matthews as the tailback and then pitched him the ball. He followed his blocking very well to the outside and cut back upfield and got all the way into the end zone. What a big break that was early for Knott County. 7 minutes, 30 seconds to go. First quarter. And instead of it being 6-0, Whitesburg is faced with a big penalty. 3rd down and about 19 yards to go, I do believe. Whitesburg brings their offense to the line of scrimmage. The Patriots got a big break right there on the personal foul penalty. Jackson fakes and the end around again. It's Hayes, and Jamie Martin meets him in his tracks, and down he goes. Jamie Martin, the big defensive end, stayed at home that time and didn't go for the fake. Met him on the 15-yard line and put him down right there. And Whitesburg is faced with 4th down. 4th down for the Yellowjackets. They're going to try a field goal, I do believe. The kicker, number 14, Jackson, places that kicking tee down. And in to do the kicking is number 25, Benson. From the 15-yard line, that'll make it about a 31-yard field goal. The snap is down, the kick is good, up, and it is no good, off to the right. And this young Patriot team has held. And as they come back up the field, we'll take a break and be back with more football.
0-0. Harold, the mistakes, Knott County Central got off on a bad foot, but hopefully it wasn't one that cost them anything.
Right you are, Roger. They got out of a big early game jam, and now they'll go on offense, and Shane Franklin, the big freshman, calls his signals. Starting his first high school game. He hands it off to Rupp Hall, breaks up the middle. Hall gets to about the 18-yard line, pick up about 3. A pickup of 3 by Charles Rupp Hall, and the Patriots have it second down, 7 yards to go, 6 minutes to go, first quarter. What a big break it was. The penalty, the Clifton penalty against Whitesburg, cost them that early touchdown and maybe put a little fire in this Patriot team. Gary Seals, senior tailback. I see him in there now. Flanked out wide to the left is Kyle Smith. Franklin in his cadence. Franklin gives it to number 23, Seals, and he breaks into the clear. Seals running hard all the way up to the 45-yard line, 46-yard line. Gary Seals, as that young Patriot line, this time opened a gap. And Seals wiggled through and went all the way up to the 45-yard line as they placed the ball just over the 45-yard line by a football length. 23-yard pickup.
You talk about excitement. All you had to do there was look up in the stands. The fans were really into that.
Right you are, Roger. A good crowd out, and they hope to see this young Patriot team do well. And Gary Seals, the senior that wasn't supposed to play much tonight, he broke off a 23-yard run, and Franklin's got his team to the line of scrimmage. This time he fakes and again he gives it up the middle. This time Charles Hall met right in the gap, and down he goes. I don't believe he gained much. Give him about a half a yard, but call it 2nd and 10. Oh, they give him a little more, about a yard. Call it 2nd and 9. 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Knott County Central on the offense. Shane Franklin, the big freshman. I'm sure he's got some butterflies right now, but he seems to be doing well. He's got his team sit on the line of scrimmage, and Seals back in there at tailback. Smith flanked out wide to the left, and again it's Seals, and Seals hurdles the line up to about the 48-yard line. Give him a couple, make it 3rd down and about a long 7 and a short 8. Seals goes off to the 4th side. Coach Holcomb sends another play in. A good crowd has gathered here at the football field, and this is the 4th annual Knott County Gingerbread Bowl. Rupp Hall, the tailback. He's got Scotty Triplett and Dwayne Ambergy with him back there, and this time Franklin fakes and goes back to 5. He throws it over the middle, and it is knocked down. Knocked down over there by Jackson.
Harold, we would like to remind everyone that TV 12 will be bringing the delayed telecast of the Gingerbread Parade this coming Sunday at 8 o'clock on TV 12, so you want to be sure to tune in for that.
And I'm sure a fine parade we'll have. Last year there was a big parade, a big crowd in town, and the Gingerbread Festival just brings everybody in Knott County together. I think it's a great thing, and I hope that people turn out this weekend and hope we get some fine weather. But Knott County Central now is in a dogfight in the Gingerbread Bowl. 4 minutes, 4 seconds to go, first quarter. They are going to be forced to punt after Seals' 23-yard run. Their offense is stymied, and Seals goes back in punt formation. And a flag is down before we are able to snap the ball. That flag was thrown by Danny Feltner, the field judge, and Knott County Central backs off. So evidently they had somebody lined up off sides. No, the signal by referee Jerry Brewer is equipment. Evidently somebody didn't have their mouthpiece in. He cost the Patriots 5 yards. And Seals will go back. He'll hit it from about the 35-yard line. He drops the football, picks it up, and down he goes. Oh, what a bad break. Scotty Triplett, it was a good snap from center. He caught the ball, then dropped it, and Jerry Tyree came in to put him down on the 30-yard line, and Knott County Central's young defensive team will be called upon once again for a stand. The snap appeared to be good from the center, but Seals, he dropped it, and it's going to cost Knott County dearly. First down, 10 yards to go for the Whitesburg Yellowjackets. Jackson has his team to the line of scrimmage. He pitches the ball back to Benson, coming to this side, and caught him down by Triplett. Scotty Triplett cutting through from his linebacker position. Caught Benson before he turned upfield. No gain on the play. Second down, 10 yards to go. Triplett playing that middle linebacker position. Cut through the gap. Caught Benson before he could turn and head upfield. No gain. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go, first quarter. Jackson, the quarterback for the Yellowjackets. He's got Benson set behind him. Gives it to Tyree this time, and Tyree is met and tackled by number 76, Potter. Potter got him after a couple of yards. I'm sure that Whitesburg saw the films of last week's game against Hazard, because that's the play that Hazard used time after time, where they ran the scissors, a counter play, back into the middle. But tonight, Coach Hotham seems to have his defense ready for that play. A pickup of 2, third down, 8 yards to go. Scotty Ambergy in at nose tackle for the Patriots, number 31. That's Whitesburg on the offense. This time, Jackson goes back to pass, getting pressure and hit and knocked down. Number 57, Kevin Jacobs, came through to put the heat on Jackson. And Jackson's pass sails out of bounds to this sideline, and fourth down, and I'm sure you'll see a punt coming up for the Yellowjackets. They'd like to keep the Patriots backed up in their own end. But the Patriots should be used to this, because this is where they played all night long a week ago. The Patriots, as of yet, have not sent anybody deep, and they are not. They're going for it. This is a surprise to me. Whitesburg is going for it. They got Jackson. He's got flanked out wide to the right, and back he goes to pass. Throws it over the middle and drops. The screen pass intended for Benson, the tailback, number 25, Danny Benson. He was all alone. He had 3 or 4 blockers in front of him. He dropped the ball. And if they had completed that pass, I'm afraid it would have been a long, long gain, Roger. But once again, Knott County gets a break, and they'll go on offense from there, the 28-yard line. A big break for the Patriots as Benson dropped the screen pass. Shane Franklin, freshman quarterback. He's got Ruff Hall. Number 41, Charles Ruff Hall, set at tailback. Triplett and Ambergy also set back there. Franklin calls his play. He pitches it back to Triplett. He's sweeping wide to the right. Caught, and down he goes over there. Whitesburg. Wallace Fields, number 23, came up to make the tackle on the 26-yard line. Knott County has its second down. They lost 2 on that play, 2nd and 12. Triplett appeared to have the corner turn, but Wallace Fields, the cornerback, come up to make the tackle. And the Patriots have a second down, 12 yards to go. Kyle Smith flanked out wide to the left. Seals, the senior tailback's in there now. Franklin into his count. He pitches the ball back this time to Seals, and Seals tries to sweep the right side. Up at about the 28. A pickup of 2. Number 55 for Whitesburg, Rondell Baker, in to make the stop on that play. 3rd down and 8. The Patriots need a big 3rd down play here. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go, first quarter. Waylon Eastep, tight end. The tight end is set in tight. And Kyle Smith, the wide receiver, set wide to the right. Franklin into his count. And again, he goes back to pass. He's got good protection and fires over the middle, and it is incomplete through the hands of number 10, Waylon Eastep. Up on about the 42-yard line. Eastep really looked from here to be a catchable ball. But he dropped it, and it's going to be 4th down, and the Patriots will once again punt. Seals, I see him drying his hands off this time. He wants no mistakes backed up this deep. 1 minute, 4 seconds to go, first quarter. Seals gets the snap, and this time he gets it away. And it's a high sailor. Coming up to take it is... Coming up to take the ball for Whitesburg, number 11, Charles Matthews. He gets the ball up to midfield, and the ball laying squarely on the midfield stripe. Whitesburg will go with 1st and 10.
You are watching Knott County Central football action. As tonight the Patriots are playing the Whitesburg Yellowjackets in the Gingerbread Bowl, the 4th annual Gingerbread Bowl, on delayed telecast on the East Kentucky Cable Network.
1 minute to go, first quarter, in Whitesburg. From the 50-yard line, we'll go 1st and 10. Jackson, the quarterback, checks his backfield, pitches it back to Benson. He comes to this side, and Triplett's got him again. Scotty Triplett and number 50, Jamie Martin, coming up to help. A loss of about 2 on the play. Triplett playing that linebacker position, and Coach Holcomb said this week that he thought that he may send his linebackers a little more than he did last week against Hazard, and thus far it's been successful as Triplett has got through time and time again to stop the Whitesburg ball carrier in the backfield. This time at a loss of about a yard. 2nd and 11, 28 seconds to go. First quarter. Jackson, he's got Benson set behind him along with Matthews, and this time he gives it to Matthews on the counter play, and he breaks into the clear and gets down to about the 38-yard line before coming up to make the hit. Messer, number 53, Darwin Messer. Messer comes up to make the hit on about the 37-yard line and a first down for the Jackets. 15 seconds to go, first quarter. The clock is running, and Whitesburg may get one more play off. They come to the line of scrimmage. 5 seconds to go. Jackson looks at the clock. He gets the snap with 2 seconds, and he hands it to Benson, and again Scotty Triplett makes the tackle. Triplett come through one more time and caught him right at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. And the first quarter comes to an end.
Right now the score is 0-0, and you're watching Knott County Central Patriot football. Are playing the 4th annual Gingerbread Bowl with the Whitesburg Yellowjackets. No score as of yet, but Harold, a lot of mistakes, or not a lot, but a few mistakes on the part of Knott County Central.
Well, Roger, I know Knott County being crippled up like they are. Coach Hawkins came out first play of the ball game. I saw him put in Chuck Everidge at quarterback, and I saw Shane Franklin set at tailback, and I knew Franklin was no ball carrier, and he had to be back there for some reason. So I anticipated the sweep right pass, and it was intercepted, but they fought back off of it. And now Whitesburg will go first down. 2nd down and 10. Jackson gives the ball to Matthews, and he trips down.
Looks as if he lost his footing there.
It appeared as he tried to make his cut, he lost his footing. The field is in excellent shape. The grass is bright and green and no water anywhere. I was out on the field earlier. The footing seemed firm, but as he tried to make a sharp cut, he went to his knees. From the 40-yard line, Knott County Central will try to stave off this 3rd down and 12 from Whitesburg. Set out wide for Whitesburg to the left. And back to pass goes Jackson. He hits Benson on that same screen pass. Benson catches the ball, and down he goes on about the 34-yard line. Benson took the screen pass. That's the same play that they tried at the end of in the first quarter and was unsuccessful when Benson dropped the ball, but this time he catches it, and it's 4th down and 6, and Knott County will try to hold them one more time, a big 4th down play. If they can hold them off right here, they'll get the ball in good field position. The referee has stopped the action. We have evidently an equipment adjustment, and now they start the clock, and we're back to play. Whitesburg Jackson, he pitches the ball back to Benson. He turns upfield, and Benson is hit and down by Potter and by Honeycutt. Honeycutt and Potter met him, but he's close to a first down. We'll have to wait and see. The referee's taking a long look, and I believe they'll go on a measure. It's going to be close. Whitesburg thinks they have got the first down as Coach Ghost sends in another play. But Captain Kevin Jacobs, he's asked for a measurement. And they stretch him out, and he is short. No, it's first down. It's first down by an inch, maybe 2. But a first down still the same. Knott County came up about 2 or 3 inches short that time. And Whitesburg's drive continues. 10 minutes, 22 seconds to go, first half. The Patriots have played a tough defensive battle thus far. But Whitesburg goes on offense with number 25, Benson, the tailback, sit behind Jackson. From the 28-yard line, they have it 1st and 10. He pitches to Benson. He's going to throw the ball. He's hit as he turns it loose downfield, and it is knocked down, but the flag is down, and I believe we're going to have pass interference against Knott County. Number 24, Rodney Sloan, was covering Castellara on that play. Castellara down on the goal line, right at the goal line. Sloan and Castellara was jockeying for the ball. And I believe we've got pass interference against Sloan. And indeed we do, as Jerry Brewer, the referee, marks off 15 big yards against Knott County. I don't believe the pass could have been completed. But it doesn't make any difference now, as Sloan is called for pass interference. And Whitesburg now has a big break. From about the 17-yard line, they'll go 1st down, 10 yards to go. Castellara and Brooks, they're set in tight. Benson, the tailback, and drops the ball. Jackson, the quarterback, and they cover him up. Messer and Ambergy cover him up right there. So it's going to be 2nd down on about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a half a yard. They say he lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11. 9:34 to go, first half. Coming into the lineup, number 44, Jerry Tyree. Benson goes out. Tyree will play that tailback position. $9:16 to go, first half. Jackson pitches it back to Matthews. He tries to turn the corner. And they got a flag down. He goes all the way into the end zone, but I'm almost sure we've got a hold over there. Jamie Martin, the defensive end. The defensive end, Jamie Martin, as he came up to try to make the tackle, number 44, Tyree, appeared to us from here in our vantage point to have him right around the waist. And if that's the case, this touchdown's going to be wiped out and brought back, and 15 yards tacked on to Whitesburg. But let's don't anticipate the referee's call. And indeed, he starts walking backwards. Whitesburg, number 44, Tyree, he was in front of Matthews on the sweep. His responsibility was to block the defensive end, but instead he just about wrestled number 50, Martin, to the ground. And holding was the call. 2nd down from the 29-yard line. Tyree comes back in along with Benson. Matthews comes out. Whitesburg has some awfully big boys in that backfield. 6 foot, 6'1" across the back. And Benson sets at tailback. Jackson, the little quarterback. He's got 2 wide receivers set out to his right, and he goes back to pass. Martin coming on a rush, and he throws it long. He's got a man back there, and he is intercepted, I believe. No, a touchdown. A touchdown. Number 44, Tyree, and number 6, freshman Shane Franklin went up together. They both appeared to have it, but in that case, it goes to the offense. And with 8 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the first quarter, Whitesburg has scored first. But you really have to hand it to number 6, Shane Franklin. The freshman safety, he went up with Tyree as they both came together on the goal line. They both got the ball, and Coach Ronnie Holcomb is beside himself on the sideline. He's asking for timeout, and he's coming out to talk to the referee, I'm sure, about that ball, because I think he thought that Shane Holcomb intercepted it.
We have this timeout on the field with 8:31 left in the second quarter of action. We'll be back after this. I'll field a little controversy going out there on the field right now, Harold.
Coach Holcomb is still out there talking to the referee. Field Judge Danny Feldner, I see, along with Junior Davison and Jerry Brewer, the referee. They're talking to Coach Holcomb, and Coach Holcomb may, from our vantage point, it looked like the freshman Franklin went up with Tyree. They came down together. We couldn't see who had the ball, but Tyree evidently wrestled the ball away from Franklin, and it's 6 points for the Yellowjackets. But right there is where inexperience comes into play, because Franklin, had he simply knocked the ball down, Roger, we wouldn't have any controversy now. He had plenty of time to simply slap the ball to the turf, but I guess his instincts took over there. But Whitesburg now will try for an extra point.
We have 8:31 left in the second quarter, and now back to action and Harold Mullins.
Number 25, Benson, the place kicker. He'll try for the extra point. The snap is down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 8 minutes 31 seconds to go, Whitesburg goes on front 7-0, and we'll take a break and be back with more for 7-0. Again, Roger, I think simply inexperience on the part of the freshman there cost the Patriots that touchdown, because if he could have knocked it down, they'd have been forced to go 4th down, and I doubt if they'd even attempted it. But now we're back to action, and Benson will kick off and hits high and long. End over end, and coming up is the freshman Ronnie Rose to take it, and right up the middle he comes. He is hit and buried. At the 30-yard line.
Howard, it looks as if we have a player down on the field right now. I can't see his number.
It appears that a Patriot is down. The tackle was made on about the 32-yard line, and Coach Hoffman comes out to check over the player. We hope it's nothing serious. We can't get the number right now. I see Coach Maston also out there, along with Coach Mike Curry, as they check over the injured player. Coming into the Patriot lineup will be number 67 to take his place. So if we can get who is coming in the game, maybe we can find out the injury. Number 67 is Reggie Ritchie, so it's an offensive lineman, or a lineman, that's down. We can't really make out who it is, but they're checking him over. Whitesburg is struck first with 8 minutes 30 seconds to go. First pass they scored on a touchdown pass from quarterback Mike Jackson. No, correction, that was from tailback Benson, who threw the pass to Big Jerry Tyree. And he came down in the end zone. Number 76, Mike Potter. And they can ill afford to lose this fine lineman, Roger. Mike Potter, the big junior lineman, the biggest boy on the team.
And don't forget, for a weekly analysis of the Patriots, tune in to the Coach Ronnie Hopham Show every Tuesday night at 8 here on TV 12.
Patriots come on offense. First down, 10 yards to go from the 32-yard line. Charles Ruff Hall is the tailback. Franklin continues to run the team at quarterback, and he gives the ball a triplet who sweeps and cuts back upfield and gets maybe a yard before number 11 Matthews comes in to cut him down, and number 88 Brooks also in on the tackle. Larry Maggard, the big tackle, also in to get a piece of him. From the 32-yard line, the Patriots have it 2nd and 10. Knott County Central trails 7-0, but they have played well. 2nd and 10 from the 32. Kyle Smith, the senior wide receiver, flanked out wide to the right. He stepped the tight end in tight. And Franklin back to pass. Good protection. Got all day. Going to throw it long, and he's got Smith out there, but a little over his head. Smith is overthrown up at about the 44-yard line of Whitesburg, as Franklin really had all day to find his receivers. The offensive line for the Patriots doing a good job right there. Franklin laid that ball out there, but Smith was unable to run under it. Up on about the 43-yard line of Whitesburg, and a big gain that would have been if he'd have been able to come up with a pass. But it's still 3rd and 10, and I look for Franklin to maybe put it up one more time. This time he sends Kyle Smith, his wide receiver, wide to his left. And the tight end, he step is set tight to this side. Into the backfield is Hall, and this time they run a reverse to Smith, and he cuts upfield, but coming up to make the tackle for Whitesburg is number 30, Hayes. Caught him way back on about the 21-yard line. They lost about 11 on that play. It was the flanker reverse. Franklin rolled to his left and pitched the ball back to Kyle Smith, who was coming around on the sweep. But Hayes didn't go for the fake, and he caught him for 11-yard loss. 4th down, and with 6 minutes and 52 seconds to go, the Patriots are forced into deep punt formation. For number 23, Gary Seals. Back for the Yellowjackets is Matthews, and Seals gets away another good kick. Matthews comes up, takes it at about midfield, cuts upfield 45, 44, and down he goes on about the 42-yard line before Charles Ruff Hall meets him and takes him down right there. And again, we see a Patriot getting up slow. It's Honeycutt. He gets up, shakes his head. He tells the referee he's all right. 6 minutes, 34 seconds to go, first half. Matthews made a fine return of that punt by Gary Seals. Tyree checks into the Whitesburg backfield, number 44. He came down with a touchdown pass in the end zone. Whitesburg sends Brooks out wide to the right and got Tyree in the slot. They're running out of the eye right now. Benson is the tailback, and he gets it in right up the middle. He goes, and he tries and breaks into the free. Honeycutt dives and brings him down. At about the 29 or 28-yard line, they'll mark it. No, they bring it back and mark it. At about the 24-yard line. Jackson, the quarterback's got Benson setting. Again, they run out of the eye, and again, they hand it to Benson, and this time he's met right on the line of scrimmage. Big Mike Potter got there to get a piece of him. Shedded the blocker and met him in the hole, and down he goes after a gain of about a yard, maybe two. Darwin Messer, the linebacker, also comes up to get a piece of him. Messer and Potter combined on the tackle, and the Patriots will have it second down. Tyree comes out, and in his place comes Matthews. Matthews is small, but he's awfully quick, and he goes to the slot to the right. Brooks is spread out wide right, out there where Seals will try to cover him, and Jackson pitches it back in. Here comes Benson sweeping the right side and cuts back in, and number 50, Martin, gets a hold of him, but he gets away and goes for another 2 yards. Down to about the 15-yard line. And a first down, I believe. No, third down. He didn't quite make enough for the first down. Martin grabbed a hold but couldn't hang on. Seals came up to chop him down. 4 minutes, 56 seconds to go first half. Matthews comes off and Tyree checks back in. 3rd and 1. And I look for Jackson to probably keep the ball or hand it off to his big fullback. He pitches it to Benson, and he cuts around, and down he goes. Tackle made by Honeycutt as he shed the blocker from his end position. He cut in to make the tackle. At about the 8-yard line, and this time a Whitesburg player is shaken up.
Number 25, Danny Benson, stop made by number 62.
We have 4:34 left in the second quarter of action as the Whitesburg Yellowjackets lead the Knott County Central Patriots 7-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. Off field, the score is 7-0 as the Yellowjackets lead the Patriots, and we're back to action.
Number 25, Danny Benson, was the Yellowjackets shaken up. The big tailback, 6'1", 195-pound senior, and they bring him off from the 8-yard line. About the 8-yard line, the Jackets have the ball. They give it off up the middle this time. So it appears to me to be number 30, John Hayes, the fullback. Hayes got the handoff. Hamburgie makes the tackle for Knott County. The big nose guard right in the middle of the defensive line. And Whitesburg has its second down and goal from the 5. Second and goal from the 5. Let's see if the Patriots can stiffen up right here. Matthews takes the pitch and swings to this side. He gets a block and comes up short, I believe. No, he fights his way into the end zone, leaving a wake of tacklers behind him. Matthews, the little scat back, as he turned the corner. Seals hit him. Franklin hit him. Potter hit him. And I believe Martin may have had a shot at him, but he fought his way into the end zone. And just a case of poor tackling there. But Whitesburg goes up 13-0. And I'm sure Coach Holcomb will not be pleased when he looks at the film of that particular play, because it looked to us from here like about 4 Patriots had a shot at him, but he shed the tacklers and went on in. 13-0. Whitesburg leads 3:37 to go first half. Benson back into the lineup, so he must be all right. He's going to attempt the extra point. The snap, and Jackson puts it down, and Benson kicks it up and kicks it good. And as they come back up the field, the score, Whitesburg 14, Knott County nothing.
And we'll be back with more football action. Well, right now the Whitesburg Yellowjackets are leading the Knott County Central Patriots 14-0.
3 minutes, 30 seconds, 37 seconds to go, and Benson will kick off for the Yellowjackets. Setback is Rose and Seals. As the light sprinkle begins to fall here at the football field, and Benson puts a foot to it, and Rose comes up. The little freshman takes it on the dead run, and here he comes. Right up the middle, gets a block and breaks loose. Rose is at midfield. He's at the 40. Rose cuts back. He's at the 35, the 35, and off Benson, and down he goes. What a run. What a run. A great run. 20 down to the 22-yard line. Freshman Ronnie Rose. He took the ball at about the 15-yard line.
Look at this crowd. They're on their feet. Great run.
And the crowd has been awakened as Rose took the ball on about the 20-yard line on the dead run. He broke through the first wave of tacklers, broke free at about the 45, and clear sailing. The only man with a chance at him was Benson, the kicker, and he caught him at the 22-yard line. Ronnie Rose will remember that kickoff a long time, I'm sure. 52 yards on the return, and this freshman has a fine career ahead of him. Hall is sitting at tailback this time and gets the ball, breaks free. But coming up to make the tackle is Brooks from his linebacker position. Give him a gain of about a yard. Second and about 9. Place it on about the 21-yard line. 3 minutes to go. And Knott County, I'm sure, if they can get a touchdown on the boards right now and go in down 14-7, would be a big boost for the morale. Seals, the senior tailback, is in now, and Franklin into his count. The freshman has went all the way and has played well. He gives it to Seals, and Seals breaks up the middle. Tyree comes up to meet him at about the 18-yard line. A pickup of 3. Shane Franklin, the freshman quarterback, has played well in his debut, and Knott County Central calls for a timeout, their second.
It's 2:29 left in the second quarter of action. The Jackets lead the Patriots 14-0. Will picture perfect run. Unless you can see it, you wouldn't believe it, Harold.
Oh, it was a thing of beauty, all right. But in order for him to break off a run that big, although it was a lot of individual effort on his part, he had some fine blocking on that kickoff team. And the play of the freshman here, Ronnie Rose and Shane Franklin, thrown to the dog, so to speak, after Kelly Dar went down. People that come to games and follow football in Knott County, they can see the future for this young Patriot team.
A very exciting future, we might add.
Franklin brings his team to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 7, and he rolls back to pass. Gets a good block now, turns it on. He gets to the outside and met by Jackson, the quarterback, and down he goes. I don't know if he got enough for a first down, but Franklin, on about the 13-yard line, he comes up short of a first down. It'll be 4th down. And a flag is down, and they're talking to Whitesburg, so this play may be wiped out. Franklin, the freshman, he got back in the pocket. He looked for his receivers and couldn't find no one. He rolled out to the right, got a block, and turned upfield. And I'm really impressed, Roger, with the play of this fine freshman quarterback tonight. Referee Jerry Brewer marks off the penalty, and it's a major penalty, and this one is going to hurt. From the 13-yard line, they drag it all the way back out to the 28. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. And I'm sure that the man that made the infraction will hear from Coach Holcomb at halftime, because that's a penalty that you cannot do. That's something you cannot do, is get mad, lose your cool, and get a penalty, especially when you're down and in tie. Before the play starts, Whitesburg signals for a timeout.
And with that timeout, we'll take this commercial timeout with 2:05 left in the second quarter of action. You're watching TV 12 Sports. 5 left in the second quarter of action. The Jackets lead 14-0, but Harold, we've really seen some fine play tonight by the Patriots.
Well, they're playing a lot on guts, and Coach Holcomb said in his midweek show on TV 12 here, when he was describing this team, he talked to us, Roger, about them playing with a lot of heart and with a lot of enthusiasm and being a joy to coach. And I think a coach enjoys working with a bunch of kids like this. They're young. They know they've got a future ahead of them. If they can weather the storm this year, I'm sure you're going to see some big numbers put on the board next year. But we're still early in the 1985 season, and this team's going to improve. 2 minutes to go. And fourth down, that penalty was loss of down because it was a personal foul. And Franklin back to pass. He looks long, got all day, pumps once, gets back, now scrambles and turns upfield. He gets away from one man and driven out of bounds. Over there to drive him out was Matthews, number 11. He's going to pick up of about 8 on the play, 4 short of a first down. And from about the 20-yard line, and 1:44 to go first half, Whitesburg will go in on offense up 14-0. That penalty really hurt because not only was it 15 yards, but it was also loss of down. An unsportsmanlike conduct carries with it a loss of down. And instead of having it third down, the Patriots was faced with a fourth down situation. And Franklin had all day to pass. The offensive line is giving him great protection tonight, but he couldn't find anyone, was forced to run. Now Whitesburg on offense. They give the ball to Benson. It appears right up the middle, and he is ridden down by a host of tacklers. Led by number 53, Messer. I see Potter getting up off the stack. Also, with number 11, Chuck Everidge in on the play. Number 30, Triplett. Also in on the play. Hit gain 5. Make that 4 yards. Second down and 6 from about the 25-yard line. 26-yard line. Second down and 6. 1:15 to go. The Patriots drop their defense way back. Shane Franklin, the cornerback. And on the option goes Jackson. He turns upfield. Cuts the corner, but number 50, Jamie Martin, played the defensive end position well on that play. Turned the play back to the inside. Caught him around the ankles, and down he goes. On about the 32-yard line, 52 seconds to go, first half. Matthews comes out, Benson back in. They may try that tailback pass this time where Jackson pitches the ball back to Benson, and he rolls right, looks for a receiver. That's the play that they scored on, and with 35 seconds to go, I'd look for it again. Here they go, and Jackson hands it off this time up the middle. And the big fullback, Hayes, with the ball. He crosses the 35. He gained enough for a first down on the 36-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Whitesburg, 27 seconds to go. First half. And Whitesburg takes the timeout.
We'll be back with more of the first half action right after this.
7 seconds remaining, first half. Whitesburg leads the Patriots 14-0. The Patriots have played well. Their offense has been sluggish. The defense has played a pretty good ball game. They've got some fine play out of their younger players. But now with 27 seconds to go, I'm sure they just want to keep the Yellowjackets out of the end zone, go in down 14-0, try to regroup and come back in the second half. Jackson calls his play, and the reverse comes to Matthews to this side. He's got clear sailing, breaks up field, gets by Everidge, and turns on the speed. Fields and number 6, Shane Franklin, get up to take him out of bounds on about the 37-yard line. That play worked to perfection. The flow of Whitesburg's offense went to the right. They pitched the ball back to Matthews, coming back to the left. He had about 10 yards into Knott County secondary. Before they came up to meet him, he shook one tackler off, Everidge, and continued on down the sideline before Franklin was there to knock him out of bounds. 15 seconds to go, first half. I look for him to put it up right here. Number 44, Tyree, is the tailback. And Jackson goes back to pass, rolls to his right, gets rushed, throws long, and that ball is intercepted by Franklin. Shane Franklin, the freshman safety, intercepts with 8 seconds to go, first half. Knott County Central will go in on the offense with 8 seconds to go in the first half. Shane Franklin gets his first interception as a high school football player, and I'm sure that was a big thrill for him. And now he'll lead his team on offense. And from the 15-yard line, the Patriots have time for one play. I don't know, possibly Coach Holcomb will put it up, but with 8 seconds to go, I look for him to simply tell the freshman quarterback to put his knee to the ground and let the clock run out and go in down 14-0. But he sends Smith out right to the right. They start the clock, 4, 3, 2, and I don't think they're going to get a play away. And indeed they don't, as the clock expires and time runs out.
At the end of the first half, the score is Whitesburg 14, Knott County Central 0. We'll be back to sum up this first half of action. At halftime, the score 14-0 as the Whitesburg Yellowjackets are leading this game. Harold, briefly, how would you sum up the first half?
Well, Whitesburg came out in, and all in all, I just think the future is so bright. I hope the people bear with this ball team, this football team. Don't expect so much out of them because they are so very young, and I look for the rest of the season. They're going to knock some people off, Roger. They're not going to go down all year long and continue to lose game after game because, these kids play with a lot of heart. They're young. They tend to get discouraged easy. But Coach Holcomb talked to me earlier in the week. He said that his boys played with a lot of heart and they wanted to win, and that's something that's sometimes hard to instill into a young player, especially the desire to win. And I think somewhere along the line, Roger, we're going to be sitting here and they're going to be playing a football team that's supposed to beat their brains out, and you're going to see this young Patriot team score a big upset. And when that happens, I think that all the confidence in the world they'll get and it'll help them on down the line.
What about the second half? As far as Knott County Central goes, what do you think Coach Holcomb is telling his team right now?
Well, the thing that surprised me so far in this first half for Knott County, Roger, has been the ability to hold out Whitesburg beat the best shots that we possibly can for a viewing audience. And Ryan's up there by himself, and he does such a fine job.
And we'll be back, and we're going to feature the Knott County Central Marching Patriots now exiting the field. A good crowd showed up here tonight to watch the Gingerbread Bowl, the fourth annual Gingerbread Bowl with the Whitesburg Yellowjackets. Also, the Patriots. We can't leave them out of this, Harold. But anyways, we would like to remind everyone that is viewing tonight that you can see the Saturday parade, the Gingerbread Parade, on TV 12 this Sunday on a delayed telecast at 8 o'clock. So you want to be sure to tune in for that. Also, the Coach Ronnie Holcomb Show will be coming up this Tuesday at 8 for an analysis of this game. Coach Ronnie Holcomb doing a fine job with this young Patriot squad.
Roger, you may mention also that for the first time we'll be having a second telecast of this game. It'll be on Sunday at 4. So get your Sunday dinner over with, sit down and watch the football game and the parade to follow, and have a good time on TV 12.
If you showed up at the game tonight, you probably received a TV 12 football, a miniature football we had thrown out the crowd. It was sponsored by the Hyman Pro Mart also.
I saw the kids scrambling for them as the cheerleaders were throwing them up into the stands.
I'm sure the mothers and fathers are going to love that tonight.
Come home with some ripped pants, but they got the football, and that's all that counts.
Patriots are behind 14-0 with the Whitesburg Yellowjackets.
The Patriots will be kicking off to start the third quarter. They receive the kick to begin the game. Whitesburg drops their return team out. Looking down the field, we see number 11 and number 20. We'll get those names for you. Number 11 is Matthews. And number 20, Thomas. Thomas, number 20, Matthews, number 11, back to take the kick from number 57, Kevin Jacobs, who will move on the ball to begin the third quarter. The referee blows his whistle and Jacobs moves on the ball. High and end over end. Brooks backs up and takes the ball, cuts to this sideline. Turns up field and gets away. Here he comes. Jacobs nails him out of bounds. At about the 40, they spot at the 41-yard line where Whitesburg will take over first down, 10 yards to go. Brooks broke up the middle and then to the sideline. Got through the first wave of tacklers before Kevin Jacobs, the kicker, comes over to knock him out of bounds. They spot the ball squarely on the 45-yard line of Knott County Central, and from there, Whitesburg will go first and 10. Maggard, the big center, goes over the ball. Jackson, that quarterback, set behind him is Matthews and Hayes. Tyree in the slot to the right, and the handoff is to Hayes, and Potter shakes loose from his blocker to make the tackle after a pickup of about 3. They mark the ball on about the 42-yard line. Second down, 7 yards to go for Whitesburg. Let's try to set that young Patriot defense. We see Martin at the end. Ronnie Rose is in there. Scotty Ambergy, number 31, also in there. Potter's the tackle. Shane Franklin, the freshman safety. Seals is at cornerback. Sloan is at cornerback. And the handoff, no, he keeps it. Jackson keeps it on the quarterback sneak, crosses the 40 to about the 39. Pickup of a couple on the play, third down. Ambergy, number 31, the nose guard, in on the tackle. Jacobs checks back in to play the tackle position. Sturgill leads. And Maggard, the big center, comes up over the ball. Jackson has set behind him. Hayes. Cutting outside is the ball carrier. Number 11, Matthews. Martin came up, hit him, he shook him loose and got down to about the 40-yard line. Actually, he lost a yard, I believe. A flag is on the play. And the referee has indicated, I believe, a hold against number 50, the offensive center, Maggard. But we'll see. It'll be a fourth down play should Knott County elect to turn the penalty down. But if it's a major one, I look for the Patriots to go ahead and take it, push him back across midfield. Referee Jerry Brewer explains the options to Captain Jacobs, and they have declined the penalty and offside. It was not a major penalty. It would have only been a minor penalty, and since the Patriots was able to come up, make the tackle for a yard loss, they'll decline the penalty, and Whitesburg will have it fourth down, 6 yards to go. And backing up in deep punt formation for Whitesburg will be Benson. Knott County as yet has dropped nobody back now. Shane Franklin, the freshman, drops back in safety, and the kick angles to the sideline where Franklin waits for a fair catch and gets away from it and lets it roll, and he rolls into the end zone. Knott County Central will take over first and 10 from the 20. Franklin, the freshman, waved his hand for a fair catch and then backed off and let it roll into the end zone, and the Patriots will take over first and 10. And they come out here in the third quarter, made a good defensive stand, and now they'll go on the offense and see if they can get something generated. Let's see if the freshman Franklin is still in there. He sends Kyle Smith wide out to the left. Franklin is the quarterback. He's got Seals the tailback. Back there along with Dwayne Ambergy and Scotty Triplett. Franklin into his count. And a flag is down, and I believe his cadence is drawn. Whitesburg offsides. Let's see. Illegal procedure against Whitesburg. Make that offsides against Whitesburg, and they will lose 5 yards. Move it out to the 25, where the Patriots will have it first and 5. 14-0. Whitesburg leads Knott County. 9:57 to go, third quarter. Smith again flanked wide to the left. The tight end is E-step, and he's in tight on the right-hand side. Franklin hands the ball off to his tailback, and I don't believe he got any yardage. Right up the middle he goes. Brooks, number 88, the linebacker, in to make the stop. Seals carried the ball. They actually lost a yard on the play. It'll be second down and 6 from the 24-yard line. 9 minutes, 29 seconds to go, third quarter. In his tailback now is the freshman Ronnie Rose. And Franklin pitches the ball back to Rose. He turns upfield, gets away from one man. But the defensive end on that side, Collins, able to come up and corral him. Right down on about the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be third down now and 6. And Knott County needs a first down to keep this drive alive. Rose goes out, and in his place comes Seals. Seals broke off one good run in the first quarter, but since then the running game of Knott County has been almost stopped entirely. Wide out to the left comes Kyle Smith, the wide receiver. Waylon E-step, set in tight, the tight end, and Franklin into his count. And he gives it off to Ambergy. Ambergy, a little running room. Maggard, make that Matthews come up to meet him. But Amberg, gets across the 25-yard line out to about the 27. Make that the 28-yard line, short of a first down. And Knott County is going to be forced back in deep punt formation. Seals, the senior tailback, in also. He does the punting for Knott County. Franklin checks out to the far sideline as Seals drops back to punt. Seals dropped the ball on his first punt opportunity tonight, but he'll get the kick away here, and it's a low driving kick. Hits and takes a Knott County Central bounce, rolling across midfield and down to the 44-yard line, where Whitesburg downs the ball. Hayes is there to drop to one knee with a football, and it'll be first down, 10 yards to go for Whitesburg from that point. 7 minutes, 40 seconds to go, third quarter. Knott County squandered a good opportunity right there when the first play was a offsides against Whitesburg. They had it 1st and 5 when was unable to get 5 yards in 3 plays and had to kick the ball back to Whitesburg, first down. Benson, the tailback, takes the pitch out from Jackson and cuts to this side. He cuts back in, and Jamie Martin up around midfield fights off the blocker along with freshman Ronnie Rose. They take him down right squarely on the midfield stripe. Give him a gain of about 6 and second down and 4. Jamie Martin, defensive end to this side for the Patriots. He turned the play back in and got some help from Ronnie Rose, the linebacker, and they put him down squarely on midfield. 7 minutes, 2 seconds to go, third quarter. In the backfield, Matthews is the tailback. Hayes is the fullback. And Tyree in the slot to this side. Jackson pitches the ball to Tyree, and he cuts in and gets down to about the 46-yard line. Number 63 for Knott County Central. Let's see if we can get... Sloan came up from his cornerback position to make the tackle. Number 24, the sophomore. But Knott County defensive end on the far side, number 63, George Holliday. Holliday missed Tyree 5 yards deep in the backfield. From the 46-yard line, third down and a yard to go. Jackson turns, hands it off to his fullback, Hayes, who cracks across the 45 down to about the 44-yard line, where Scotty Triplett and Big Mike Potter close in to make the tackle, but not before Hayes gets a first down. And from the 43-yard line, Whitesburg has it first down, 10 yards to go. 6:06 to go, third quarter. Maggard, the big Whitesburg center, comes up over the ball. They send Brooks out wide to the right. Tyree set in the slot to this side, and with that, from the I formation, Jackson pitches the ball back to number 11, Matthews. He cuts across the 45, down at about the 43-yard line. I don't believe he gained maybe a yard. Give him about a yard on the play, 2nd and 9. Defensive end Jamie Martin has played a good football game tonight. Those sweeps to the outside. It's the end's responsibility to come up into the backfield, turn the play back inside where he can get some help from the linebackers, and that's exactly what he did on that play. And now Whitesburg has it. Jackson turns and pitches it to Benson, and Potter misses him. He gets across the 45 down to about the 40-yard line, where Holliday, number 63, comes up to get a piece of him, along with Sloan, number 24, the cornerback. Potter, the big tackle, had a good shot at him back at about the 45. Benson shook him loose and moved on down to the 40-yard line. Third down, 6. Patriots called on to make a big defensive stand here. 4:48 to go, third quarter. They send Tyree to the slot to the left. Castellara wide out to the left, and Brooks is the tight end to this side. Jackson stands up, tries to hit Brooks on a stand-up pass right over the middle, but freshman Ronnie Rose in there to get a hand on it, knock it down, and a good defensive play. And Whitesburg will be forced to punt with 4:31 to go, third quarter. Whitesburg leads 14-0. Jackson went on a quick count, stood up, tried to hit his tight end Brooks right over the middle, but freshman Ronnie Rose got a hand on it, knocked it down. Benson drops back deep to punt. He'll hit the ball from about the 48-yard line. Seals drop deep for Knott County, and here comes the punt. Ambergy gets a good rush, but Benson gets the kickoff. It's a low driver, and it's going to roll all the way into the end zone. A 50-yard punt by Benson. He hit the ball on about the 49-yard line, rolled it all the way into the end zone. Knott County will take over, first down, 10 yards to go from the 20-yard line. First and 10. From the 20, Knott County goes on offense. 4:31 to go, third quarter. The Patriots have played well here in the third quarter. Their defense have been out on the field most of the night, but they have continued to play well. Coach Ronnie Hotham has shuffled new players in, trying to keep them fresh. It's a humid night here in Knott County. 4:19 to go, third quarter. Freshman Franklin into the count. He's got Seal set behind him, and he rolls to this side, trying to turn upfield himself. But Jackson comes in from the linebacker position to crack him down right about the line of scrimmage. Call it second down. They maybe lost a yard. Second down about 11. From the 18 or 19-yard line, Jackson, the linebacker, came up. Franklin trying to run the option, and that's the toughest play for a quarterback to run, where he rolls down the line of scrimmage and either keeps and tucks upfield himself or pitches it back to his tailback. This time he elected to keep it, lost a yard. Second and 11. And the referee blows a whistle, and it's going to be an official timeout.
And with that, we'll take this break for this commercial message. Left to go, 14-0, Whitesburg leading.
Knott County, second down, 11 yards to go. Franklin under center in his count. He's got Smith spread out wide to the left. Going with a long count, hands it off up the middle. This time Ambergy breaks free. Comes across the 25, 30-yard line. And for the first time this year, Scotty Ambergy, a sophomore, carried the ball, broke right up the middle, up to about the 34-yard line, and that'll be a first down, but a flag is down. And the penalty will be against Whitesburg, number 88, Brooks, and he's called for spearing and tacked 15 yards onto that run. You cannot lower your head and use that helmet for a weapon. That's a personal foul if you do, and that's exactly what happened to Brooks that time. He lowered his head and went into the runner, using his helmet to make the initial contact. Add 15 yards onto Ambergy's run. Ambergy's run was 17 yards, and from the 47-yard line, Knott County Central has it first and 10. Seals in at tailback for this play. Franklin into his count, hands off to Seals this time, runs into his own blocker, and down he goes, lost a yard on the play. Jackson, the linebacker. Thomas, the defensive end, in on the play. Also Maggard, the big defensive tackle. So Knott County Central has it, second and 10. They spot the ball back on the 47-yard line. No gain. 2:42 to go, third quarter. Smith out wide to the left. This time again, Ambergy is the running back, and again he takes it, and this time he runs into a little resistance as he cracks close to midfield before he is hit and driven back. Baker, the big defensive tackle, number 55, in to make the first contact. As he shed his blocker, met Ambergy in the gap and drove him back. They put the ball on the 48-yard line where Knott County Central will have it third down and 10 yards to go. Third and 10. Freshman quarterback Shane Franklin has Seals set behind him. I look for him to possibly put it up. They send Ambergy in motion. This time a jump pass right over the middle. Complete to Eastep across midfield down to about the 47. They're going to come up a little short of a first down, but a good catch. And Shane Franklin completes his first pass as a Patriot. A quick stand-up pass, a slant in, thrown to the tight end, Waylon Eastep. He caught the ball across midfield down to about the 47-yard line of Whitesburg, and 4th and 5. And back to kick for Knott County. Seals in deep punt formation. Number 11, Matthews, dropped, whacked way deep. Here comes the snap and the kick, and it's high wobbler. It hits and takes a Knott County Central roll all the way down. Jacobs downs it down at about the, I can't see the yard line from here. But Jacobs down under that punt to down it. Down on about the 18-yard line. A high wobbly kick. Seals put a foot to it at about the 45. Kicked it down to the 18-yard line of Whitesburg, where they'll take over first down and 10.
Don't forget, you can see the weekly coaches show on TV 12 every Tuesday night at 8. Once again, we'd like to remind you that the Gingerbread Parade will be played back on TV 12 this Sunday evening at 8 o'clock, so you want to be sure to tune in for that. The Gingerbread Parade. And Harold, the Gingerbread Committee, of course, should get a nice round of applause. They've really done a great job this year.
Oh, they've done a fine job indeed, Roger. I was downtown today and a big crowd already starting to come in. Whitesburg on offense. Benson gets the call, and he crosses the 25 up to about the 26-yard line, it appears. Where number 24 Sloan comes up to get a piece of him, along with number 23 Gary Seals. 40 seconds to go, third quarter, and it's been a good quarter for Knott County Central defensively, and they've had a couple of big plays on offense as well, but they still trail 14-0. Jackson, the quarterback, gives it to Matthews. He drops the ball, but it bounces right back up to him, and he crosses the 30-yard line to about the 33, where it'll be first down. 10 seconds to go, third quarter. Matthews took the handoff from Jackson. The ball bounced and right back up into his hands. 4 seconds to go, third quarter. Officials timeout for a measurement. Knott County Central trails 14-0 as the officials call for a timeout. Bring the chains in from this side. They'll stretch it out and see if Whitesburg has enough for a first down. Matthews dropped that ball on the handoff, and it bounced like a basketball instead of a football. It bounced straight back up into his hands, and he took it in full stride. And it's going to come up just a little bit short. It appears like no more than an inch or two. Referee Jerry Brewer holds his hands up about 3 inches apart and says it likes that much, Coach Holcomb, and it'll be third down, and they call it a 1 yard. 4 seconds to go, third quarter. They start the clock, and I'm sure to run out. And it does as the horn sounds, ending the third quarter with a score. Knott County Central 14, Whitesburg 13. Knott County Central nothing, Whitesburg 14.
And we'll be back with more football action with the fourth and final quarter right after this. Tonight, the Knott Central Patriots and the Whitesburg Yellowjackets. At this time, the Yellowjackets lead 14-0.
A little wishful thinking on my part, Roger. There at the end of the third quarter, I said Knott County Central led 14-0, but indeed it's Whitesburg that holds the 2-touchdown lead. They set the ball ready for play in the fourth quarter. Whitesburg has it third down and a yard to go. The Patriots have played a fine second half thus far as they've managed to keep Whitesburg off the board. 12 minutes left to play in this Gingerbread Bowl, the 1985 Gingerbread Bowl. From the 29-yard line, Whitesburg has it third and a yard to go. Jackson, the quarterback, has Matthews set back behind him this time. Running out of the power eye, they pitch it to Matthews. He cuts the ball out to this side, cuts up field, fumble, and it's rolling out of bounds. Matthews lost the handle, as I believe Scotty Emberg made the lick. The ball popped out, rolled behind him, and out of bounds. A lucky break for Whitesburg. Had the ball not rolled out of bounds, I believe Jacobs would have had it, but it's at the 33-yard line, and that'll be first down, 10 yards to go. Knott County Central on defense. Whitesburg, a big, tough Whitesburg football team. They come to the line of scrimmage. They got Benson, the big tailback, set behind him. Jackson is the quarterback. He calls his play and turns, runs the option, keeps the ball himself, cuts up field. And across the 35, he comes before Messer, the linebacker, gets to him, flag down on the play.
You're watching Patriot action on the East Kentucky Cable Network, TV 12. Glad you could join us. Our next telecast, delayed telecast, will be September 27th as the Patriots host Betsy Lane here at Knott County Central. That game starts here at the field at 8 o'clock. If you can't make it to the game, you can always depend on TV 12 to bring you all the tape-delayed highlights, the whole game at 11 o'clock.
Referee Jerry Brewer marks off holding against Whitesburg, a 10-yard penalty. The Yellowjackets remain in possession of the ball, but this time it'll be first down and about. Well, first down and long yardage. 11 minutes to go. Jackson, the quarterback. He's got Matthews set behind him, and he turns around, fakes it, and gives it back to Tyree coming to this side. He gets by one man. Sloan comes up to meet him head on and take him down. Holiday playing that defensive end position to this side. He had Tyree dead in his sights, 5 yards into the backfield, and missed him. Kevin Jacobs and Sloan came up to make the tackle on this sideline. Matthews comes out, Benson back in for Whitesburg. Second down, 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Jackson, the quarterback, he's got Benson set behind him. He turns, rolls that way, now going to throw. Lays it out for Tyree, a little over his head. Incomplete. Number 23, Gary Seals on the coverage for Knott County. Jackson rolled to his right, laid the ball out for Tyree. But Tyree not able to bring that one in. Seals had the defensive coverage. And it'll be third down. 10 minutes, 9 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Let's check that Knott County Central defense. Scotty Ambergy, number 31's the nose guard. Potter is a tackle. Holiday a tackle to this side. Ronnie Rose is in a linebacker along with Messer and Triplett. Whitesburg, big third down play. They turn, fake a handoff, and go back to pass. Throwing out to this side. Matthews got it, but he is hit and dropped down by Holiday. Holiday this time made no mistake. He missed a tackle earlier, but Holiday this time made no mistake as he put him down. On about the 30-yard line. Freshman Ronnie Rose gets up holding his elbow, but I'm sure he'll shake that off as he goes back in deep punt formation to receive the punt from Benson. 9 minutes, 36 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Rose electrified this crowd a little earlier on a kickoff return. Let's see if he can do it on a punt. Benson gets it away, and it's long, and it's going to be over his head. It hits and rolls all the way down inside the 10-yard line where Matthews and Hayes gets back to cover it. But Rose underestimated the power in that right leg of Benson that time. He kicked the ball over his head. It rolled all the way down to the 8-yard line, where Knott County Central will go on the offense. First down, 10 yards to go. 9:16 to go, third quarter. Knott County on offense. A 61-yard punt by Benson. The ball was over Ronnie Rose's head, rolled all the way down to the 8-yard line, and from there Knott County Central takes over. Franklin continues to work at quarterback. The freshman has done well. Set behind him they have Scotty Ambergy, the tailback this time. And Franklin into his count. He turns and hands the ball off to Ambergy right up the middle, breaking tackles as he comes across the 10 to about the 13-yard line. Give Ambergy a pickup of 5, right straight up the middle. He shed tacklers all the way out to the 13. He checks out now as Seals comes in to replace him. On defense for Whitesburg, they have Collins, Baker, Hayes, Maggard, and Thomas along the front line. Matthews, Brooks, and Jackson are the linebackers. Castellari and Fields are the cornerback, and Tyree plays safety. Number 44. Knott County has his second down, 5 yards to go. They turn and pitch the ball back to Seals. He cuts upfield and breaks away. He breaks into the clear. Matthew catches him, but not before Seals goes across the 25-yard line to the 26-yard line. Seals picked up 13 on that sweep around the left side. He cut back in off the end and gained 13 up to the 26-yard line. Knott County Central on offense. They have Messer at the center. Jacobs is in there at one tackle along with Potter. Mark Sturgill is in at the guard along with Jamie Martin. Estep and Smith are the ends. Franklin turns, pitches the ball to Triplett. He comes across the 25 to about the 26, the original line of scrimmage. And from there it'll be second down, 10 yards to go. A fumble on the play, evidently a fumble on the play. Triplett gets up, says he didn't fumble the ball, but the referee has ruled a fumble and Whitesburg has recovered. They'll take over at the 26-yard line, first down, 10 yards to go. Number 88, Brooks of Whitesburg, come up with the ball, and Roger, I didn't see the ball pop loose.
I sure didn't, but Coach Holcomb is on the sideline over there. I believe he's questioning that.
I think Coach Holcomb thinks maybe Triplett was down already, and to be honest with you, the play occurred right here in front of us. I didn't see the ball pop loose, but Whitesburg has it, first down, 10 yards to go. And Jackson hands it off to Benson, the big tailback. He goes through Patriot tacklers all the way down. Inside the 15 he goes. Rodney Sloan comes up. Sloan comes up to get him inside the 15 to about the 14. Where Whitesburg has a first down. Castellaria is out. And Gibson is in. Knott County Central has taken a timeout.
With 7:19 left in the fourth and final quarter of play, it's Whitesburg 14, Knott County Central 14-0. The next game for the Knott County Central Patriots will be next week as they travel away to Bell County, and that as well is going to be a tough game for the Patriots.
Bell County has traditionally had fine football teams, and Dudley Hill, who used to coach at Breathitt County, is down there, and a fine football coach he is. Coach Maston, the defensive coordinator for Knott County, has been out talking to his young defensive team. And with 7:19 to go, Knott County needs to come up with a big defensive stand here. Jackson, the quarterback, turns and hands it off to Benson, and he breaks into the clear, and down across the 5 he goes. Scotty Ambergy makes the tackle squarely on the 5-yard line, and it'll be first down and goal to go for the Yellowjackets. Roger, I see quite a good football game in the end zone. The kids are playing with the footballs, TV12 throughout at high time.
So let's just say there's about 5 games going on maybe at one time here.
Oh, the kids love to have a good time at the football game. And Jackson has the ball for him, gives it off to Benson, and he walks into the end zone. Knott County Central unable to hold him out this time as Benson goes right off his left tackle and into the end zone from 5 yards out and makes the score Whitesburg 20, Knott County nothing. 6 minutes, 36 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and Benson will try the extra point. Danny Benson is an all-purpose player for Whitesburg. He kicks off, he punts, he kicks the extra point, and he's a fine tailback, a very versatile football player indeed. Quarterback Mark Jackson will hold as Benson gets his kicking shoes on and gets it set to attempt this extra point. Meyer the center. Here's a snap, and it's down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. And as they come back up the field, the score, Whitesburg 21, Knott County nothing.
6:36 left in the fourth and final quarter of play. We'll be back in 1 minute on TV 12 Sports. Fourth quarter, 21-0, and it doesn't look good for the Patriots.
Knott County has played a real good ball game here in the second half, but they couldn't hold them out all night long, and their inability to move the football on offense and to rest the defense has certainly paid dear. They've paid dear for it. Benson will kick off from the 40-yard line for Whitesburg. You cannot let your defense play all night long and expect them to hold them out. The kick is high and end over end, and the freshman Ronnie Rose comes up and takes it into the middle of the field. He goes, cuts back, and down he goes as Matthews, number 11, collared him right around the neck and took him to the turf. at the 30-yard line. So Rose unable to break through that first wave of tacklers this time. Matthews, the wide receiver for Whitesburg, down on that kick. Collared him right around the neck, and down he went on the 30-yard line. But with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go, the Patriots will once again go on offense with freshman Shane Franklin at the controls. The Patriots send Kyle Smith, senior wide receiver, out wide to the right. Tight end Waylon Jenkins sit in close on the left. Running out of the pair eye. Franklin goes back to pass. Gets away from the rush, throws it, and it is intercepted by Matthews. And tackled by Waylon Eastep. Matthews come up, intercepted the ball on about the 40-yard line. Down to about the 37-yard line he goes before Waylon Eastep is able to get him. And again, I thought a case of inexperience on Franklin's part. Matthew had him covered well. And Franklin, looking at Eastep all the way, never checking out the rest of his options, threw the ball and it was intercepted. And Whitesburg will have it first down, 10 yards to go. 21-0. And I look for Whitesburg to start. No, that ball was dropped. Evidently it was out of bounds, so Knott County retains the ball, and they have it now second down and 10. The ball was on the near sideline. We were out of our view, and evidently he was out of bounds. And Franklin this time goes back to pass again. Big rush. He throws it, and this time it is knocked down by Matthews. And Follis Fields in on the coverage. 5:53 to go, fourth quarter. Franklin took a good lick as he turned the ball loose. Maggard, the defensive tackle, in on the put pressure on Franklin that time. Third down, 10 yards to go. 21-0. Whitesburg leads Knott County with 5:53 to go, fourth quarter. And the big crowd sitting and watching, and I'm sure really got a lot of respect for this young Patriot team. Seals in it, tailback, and Franklin back to pass. He's under a blitz. He throws, and it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Number 54, Keith Sparks, knocks the ball down for Whitesburg, and it's fourth down, and Knott County will be forced to punt. Whitesburg sends Matthews, the little wide receiver, back to receive this punt. He's standing on about the 40-yard line, and Seals back in deep punt formation for the Patriots. 5 minutes, 48 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Seals back, and he's going to throw from punt formation, and he lays it out, and it is caught out there by Waylon Eastep, and I believe it's going to be a first down. A little trickery as Coach Ronnie Hawkins pulls the one out of his hat that time. Gary Seals, the senior punter, back in deep punt formation, faked the punt and stood up and hit Waylon Eastep, and it's not going to be enough for a first down. But a good play indeed. The ball comes out to about the 40. We've spotted it. It appeared to here from be about the 44-yard line, but they've marked it back squarely on the 40-yard line, and that brings them up short, and Whitesburg will take over, first down and 10. Well, we've got not the greatest of vantage points here, but it looked to me like the ball was out close to the 45-yard line, but they marked it back on the 40. And that's going to be a little short, and Whitesburg will take over with Benson set in. And they have a new quarterback in there, Dale Thomas. He turns and pitches the ball to Benson. And Benson crosses the 35 down to about the 34-yard line. Whitesburg getting some new players into the game. Benson and Hayes comes out. We'll try to pick up their replacements. I see Tyree in there. The new quarterback is number 20, Dale Thomas. Set behind him, he has Joe Cottle. Pitches the ball back this time to number 20. Thomas kept the ball, faked the pitch, kept it, and run around his left end. And on the 34-yard line, freshman Ronnie Rose comes up to knock him down. 4 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Whitesburg shuffles a lot of players in now. And we'll try to pick him up. Miger, the big center, is still in. He's up over the ball. In the backfield, Benson, I see back, and Hayes. So they got their starting running backs in, along with quarterback Thomas. He hands the ball to Benson. He breaks through. And Messer meets him at the 27-yard line and puts him down right there. And again, Benson is slow getting up, laying flat of his back, and referee asks for a timeout.
And with
And back to play with 4 minutes to go. Whitesburg leads 21-0. And back in deep punt formation this time will be Tyree. Benson was hurt and had to go out. Back with Ronnie Rose to field the punt, and a beautiful punt, high and sailing, and Rose goes back and gets it. Cuts upfield, misses one tackle, breaks free. Cuts to the middle of the field, and he's still going. Rose gets away, runs into his own man before Tyree brings him down, but Ronnie Rose, exciting little football player that he is, he broke back to the middle, and I believe if he hadn't run into Big Potter, his blocker, he could have got away.
Wide open.
Yes,
Sure
he did. The hole opened up wide for him. But he brought the ball back to the 26-yard line anyway, and first down and 10 for the Patriots right there. Ronnie Rose.
Doing a superb job.
I'm telling you, you're going to hear that name for a long time because the exciting little football player he is. Charles Ruffhall, the tailback. And Shane Franklin, the freshman quarterback, comes under center one more time. Powell Smith spread out wide to the right. And Franklin back to pass. Got good protection. This time it's knocked down and intercepted on the 32-yard line. Franklin took a lick just as he turned loose of the ball. And intercepted by number 32, Mark Wampler for Whitesburg. Wampler picked off Franklin's pass, and Franklin's bent over back there. I don't know if they're going to take him out or not. He plays safety on defense. Franklin was hit as he turned the ball loose, and that's what caused the pass to be way short. And indeed, they do take him out. Seals comes into play his position, and the handoff this time is to Robert Collier. He breaks to the outside. Collier, a freshman running back for Whitesburg. Tackle made by Rose. And the ball is down on the 22-yard line. Ronnie Rose up to make the tackle. One freshman tackling another. Robert Collier, 5'11" and 160, freshman tailback for Whitesburg, and he's still in there. Along with Joe Caldwell, another freshman. He plays fullback. And Thomas, another freshman, is a quarterback. And this time, fumble, and they shoot him for it. I believe Knott County may have got it. And indeed they do.
A good
Jerry
break.
Brewer.
A good break for the Patriots there.
Referee Jerry Brewer signals Knott County Central Patriots football. 2:28 to go, fourth quarter. Chuck Everidge in from his defensive end position to recover that fumble on the 28-yard line. And Knott County Central will go on offense, first down, 10 yards to go. And into the huddle I see Chuck Everidge, the sophomore, and he'll take his turn at running the ball club. Everidge opened up, played one play at quarterback before Coach Holcomb went to freshman Franklin, and now Everidge will lead the Patriots. And he turns and hands it off to Seals, and he breaks right up the middle. And Tyree comes up to get him on about the 44-yard line, but a pickup of about 12 or 13 yards on the play by Seals. And first down for the Patriots, 1:55 to go. And it'd be a big boost to this young Patriots team if they could get on the board. 1:54 to go, clock running. Everidge, the quarterback, he's got Ruffhall, number 41, the tailback. Smith flanked out wide to the left. They hand the ball off right up the middle to, I believe, Dwayne Ambergy. Yes, Dwayne Ambergy carrying the ball across the 45 up to about the 49-yard line, where the Patriots have it second down and 5 yards to go. Amberg, he picked up 5 on the old belly series where you hand it off to the fullback right up the middle. It picks up 5 and it's 2nd and 5. 1:20 to go, 4th quarter. I look for Everidge to put it up this time. Try to get something on the board. The crowd has remained here in a big crowd we had. Everidge back. This time he hands it off to Seals. Seals met right in his tracks by Follis Fields, the senior cornerback, shed his blocker and met Seals across the 50 down to about the 48. Give him a yard, maybe 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and a long 2. 52 seconds to go. Smith flanked out wide to the right, and he stepped the tight end, is in tight on the left. Everidge checks his backfield. Now goes back to pass. Got protection that breaks down, he throws it out, and he still makes a great catch and goes out of bounds on the 40-yard line. Chuck Everidge back had good protection and fired it out to the sideline where Waylon Eastep had a diving catch down on the 40-yard line, and with 33 seconds to go, the ball is out of bounds. 1st down, 10 yards to go for the Patriots. A chance for maybe 2 or 3 more plays. Everidge brings his team to the line of scrimmage. He's got Ronnie Rose, the freshman, in there, along with Amber. He turns and gives it to Rose, and Rose breaks up the middle, breaks away again, and to the outside.
Here he goes.
He may go. Rose is all the way in for a touchdown, and with 25 seconds to go in the 4th quarter, Ronnie Rose takes it 40 yards, scoring his first touchdown in his Knott County Central playing career. And a great, great run it was as he goes to the sideline where Coach Ronnie Holcomb and the entire coaching staff are there to greet him. Knott County Central has broken on the boards 21-6.
Harold, you said the name Rose will be one to hear over the next few years. It certainly has been mentioned a lot this game. A fine job by Rose.
Indeed, the young freshmen have proven themselves worthy of the task tonight, because freshman Shane Franklin, although he did not have a great night throwing the ball, he kept his composure, played a fine ball game. And Ronnie Rose, he's got the speed that Knott County has so sorely missed, and they're going to go for 2 right here, but a flag is down, and I believe somebody moved along that Knott County Central front line. 5 yards will be knocked off against the Patriots. But Ronnie Rose scores his first touchdown as a Patriot. He comes in his 3rd game, and to top it all off, it's in the Gingerbread Bowl in front of a big crowd. Rose was hardly touched once he broke into the secondary, and the little guy from Pippa Passes took it all the way 40 yards for a touchdown. Rupp Hall in at tailback now. As Everidge into his count, they're going to go for 2. He stops, fakes, now goes back to pass, fires into the end zone, wide open is Kyle Smith, and it's good. 2-point conversion for the Patriots. Chuck Everidge faked the dive play, then went back, set up, and all alone in the right corner of the end zone, senior Kyle Smith, who for 3 years has been a trainer on Knott County Central football team, and this year decided to come out and play, and scores his first points as a football player, and I'm sure that he's feeling good right now.
We're going to take this break with 24 seconds left in the...
And one I know that everybody in the county are proud of, and it's just a treat for me to sit here and watch these young kids. They're 14 years old, and they're out here playing their hearts out against a big, aggressive football team from Whitesburg, and they've given not an inch. And now they're going to kick, and I'm looking for an onside kick, and there it is, right up the middle, and Knott County falls on it. Number 30, Scotty Triplett, falls on the onside kick. Kevin Jacobs, he kicked the ball right along the ground. It rolled the required 10 yards. It hit a Whitesburg defender, bounced off, and there was little Scotty Triplett to fall on the ball. And Knott County Central will have one more series of plays. 23 seconds to go. 21-8 at the 47-yard line. Knott County Central will take over. 1st down, 10 yards to go. And before they do, Coach Ronnie Holcomb wants to have a word with his young Patriot team.
We'll be back with 23 seconds left. It's Whitesburg 21, the Patriot High School football field. A lot of exciting Patriot football tonight. 21-8 is the score at this point. Whitesburg leading. A lot of exciting action, Harold. What can you say?
Oh, it's been a fine night, a good night for football. It's been warm, and I hope the weather continues for the Gingerbread festivities downtown. But now we've got 23 seconds to go, and freshman quarterback Shane Franklin back in. And back he goes to pass. He's got all day now, fires long over the middle, and it is intercepted by Tyree. And back he comes. He crosses the midfield stripe. Note that's the 45-yard line, out to about the 47, and a flag is down, thrown right into the stack where Dwayne Ambergy, Franklin, and Seals over there to knock him down. And referee Jerry Brewer runs in and throws the flag right into the pile. So I look for possibly a clip on Whitesburg on the return. We're going to call it a clip anyway until we get word from the referee. They're backing up, Whitesburg is. 13 seconds remain. We're going to try to get Coach Ronnie Holcomb and maybe freshman Ronnie Rose for a interview after the game. But Whitesburg right now will take over. First down, 10 yards to go. Time for one play. The Gingerbread Bowl is history, but one that I'm sure the people around here will remember for a while, because Knott County Central, I know we say this week after week, but they have really played well and have nothing to be ashamed of.
Little youth on their side, Harold, but of course that will change.
Oh, I look for these guys, another game or two, and they're not going to be freshmen anymore. They're going to be sophomores and playing like sophomores. And the way Coach Hawkins bringing them along, they're going to be a fine football team. Kyle Thomas, the quarterback, pitches it back to Matthews. He comes out here, and number 24, Sloan, wrestles into the turf at about the 46-yard line. And the horn sounds on that running play. And Knott County Central has lost 21-8. They have played well, but Whitesburg will carry the Gingerbread Trophy home to Letcher County.
And we'll be back with the postgame show coming up in 1 minute. You're watching TV 12 Sports. The postgame look at just how the Patriots did play. We hope to have Ronnie Rose, who's put on a spectacular performance tonight. We briefly need to go over the schedule for you to let you know what games are coming up for the Patriots. Next week, they will be traveling to Bell County away. On September 20th, they'll be going away again for another away game with Clay County. On September 27th, TV 12 will be giving you the delayed telecast of the Betsy Lane game as Betsy Lane travels to Knott County Central. That game starts here at the field at 8 o'clock. You can see the delayed telecast here on TV 12 the same night at 11 p.m. We'll be back to talk with Coach Holcomb and some of his Patriots after this. This is TV 12.
The Gingerbread Bowl is over. Whitesburg is 121-8. I've got with me Coach Ronnie Holcomb. Coach, I thought your team played well.
Well, Harold, I thought we played well in spots. They played hard. Defensively, we played well again, and offensively we struggled, but we looked a little better than we did last week, and that's what we try to do, is keep looking a little better. But we just couldn't put anything together. And I thought the first touchdown they got was a big one for them. We had the pass intercepted, and the kid took it away from us, and that hurt. So they got an easy one there, and then I thought we gave them another easy one. So it's just a matter of luck. I know one time we held them out there. We thought we'd held them on a fourth down situation, and they came up and got a first down on like by 2 inches. So I don't know. It's a rough time in these games when you can't get a break.
I know what you mean, Coach. I thought on the first touchdown, from my vantage point here, as I call the game, I thought that your freshman Shane Franklin, he played the man well. I thought if he had knocked the ball down in that case, maybe we could have averted the touchdown. But I know everybody's got going for an interception on their mind.
Well, we don't teach interception first. We teach play the man first. Keep the ball in front of you. If the man catches the pass, you go ahead and make the tackle. We tell our kids that they've got to be 110% sure that they can make the interception before they go for the ball, and that may have been a situation where we didn't do that. So I called timeout right after that play. I was real upset. I thought the hell was all that, and I kept trying to get the officials to call it and couldn't. But we had good pressure on their quarterback when they threw that pass, and two of our kids that was putting the pressure on were held on that play. So that's the reason I called the timeout and went out and talked to the officials.
I thought that your team, they played with a lot of enthusiasm, and you had to play a lot of young kids. Your injuries hurt you. Your senior quarterback was out. How would you evaluate freshman Franklin's debut?
I thought his passing was off. His timing was off. He's not worked a great deal with the varsity. His quarterback experience has been with the JV team, and a lot of times our receivers were open on pass routes, and his timing was off. He'd either throw it too late or maybe a little too early. But usually it was too late, and I think that's what resulted in the interceptions was the fact that he just didn't get rid of the ball as soon as he should have.
Although I said all night long, I thought our offensive line was giving him sufficient time to throw.
Oh yes, he had plenty of time to throw the ball. I know Kelly probably wished that he'd seen some times that he had the protection that Shane had. So I thought our offensive line played an extremely good game, blocking on our pass protection, and on several instances on the run play we had some good holes to run through, and we got some good yardage on, but we just couldn't seem to put a drive together.
Coach, I know you want to get back in with your players. It's on to next week and a big ball game against Bell County, I believe, and a tough ball game on the road. A lot of luck to you and the Patriots.
Okay, thank you, Ron.
With us here also after the game, we have a couple of players significant in tonight's scoring. First of all, we have freshman Ronnie Rose. Ronnie took a kickoff and almost broke it. Was caught right around the neck and collared and taken down. But Ronnie, I thought on that one play that you had broken it was going to go all the way.
Yeah, the line, they put a big hole for me. I had good blocking.
Now on the touchdown, I know you broke into the secondary, you broke clear, and once you got through, there was no catching you.
Yeah, the offense, they good blocking for me.
Ronnie, I guess it was a big thrill for you, first touchdown in high school.
Yes, sir.
Well, I know you want to get back in and take a shower and be with the rest of the guys. Congratulations, and hope for a better game next week.
Thanks.
Also with us, we have a senior, and I know Kyle. I've known Kyle a long time. Kyle has been a trainer here on the football team for 3 years, and this year a senior. I guess he's been out here lugging the equipment long enough you thought it was time to play.
Yeah, if I know it'd been this fun, I'd been playing all along.
Kyle, you play wide receiver, and I know in Coach Hawkins' scheme of things, he don't put the ball up a whole lot, but I look for him in the future to pass a little more. I guess you'd rather see him open up a little bit.
Yes, sir. I didn't get the ball thrown to him much tonight. I was open a couple times, but it just didn't find me nothing.
Well, I know that it's hard to get your timing down, especially working with a new quarterback, and you used to Kelly Dar, you used to his passes, and all of a sudden they throw a freshman at you. How do you think Shane done tonight?
Well, I thought he done all right. Ever since Kelly got hurt this week, Shane's been playing. We've had him in practice playing varsity quarterback, and I thought he done a pretty good job.
You was wide open on that extra point, wasn't you?
Yes, sir. Put a good shot right there, and I caught it.
Well, Kyle, I know you had a good game, and I know you want to get it back in with your teammates. Best of luck next weekend against Bell County.
Thanks a lot, huh?
We'll be back with more from the Knott County Central football field in a moment.